Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you just so happen to be stopping by for the very first time, thank you so much for being here. My name is Donella and this is my little world of makeup right here. Now continuing with my Summer 18 foundation test, for today's video I am going to be testing out the new CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, and this is in the shade D50. I'm pretty sure, now correct me if I'm wrong, that I don't really have to give you guys a history of the brand CoverGirl. I am certain that everybody is familiar with the brand CoverGirl. CoverGirl is in fact a drugstore brand. CoverGirl has been around for some time, and I can't actually say I am a fan or I'm not a fan. I do actually own one particular product from CoverGirl, which is their CoverGirl Queen Collection Bronzer. I absolutely love that product. I do have some of their products in my makeup bag for my clients, but I can't say that I've actually tried them myself, because it's not that I don't like them, it's just that I don't know, I've never actually had the urge to say, oh, I want to jump up and go and buy this from CoverGirl. I don't know, their products have never actually appealed to me the way their bronzer has. So this is my very first time trying any sort of complexion product from CoverGirl. By the way, this is the CoverGirl True Matte it's the CoverGirl True Matte Matte Made Foundation, and this one is in the shade D50. If I forgot to mention that a while ago, I really can't remember. I think I did, but I'm not sure. Now, let me just tell you guys exactly what this foundation is supposed to do. Now, it's supposed to be a 12-hour wear foundation. It is supposed to be completely transfer resistant. It is supposed to be oil-free, and of course, it's a matte finish foundation. My video for the first time, and you're wondering my skin type, I do have oily skin, and for summer 2018, I do plan on trying a bunch of different foundations just to see which one actually holds up best with my skin type. And if I happen to look kind of ashy, it's really because I've already applied my primers and so forth, because I like to allow my primer to kind of dry down on my skin before, at least maybe 5 minutes before I apply my foundation. It's just, I just realize whenever I do that, my makeup tends to last much longer because I have oily skin. So, you know, I really don't want to see everything kind of slipping and sliding all over the place. It's really not cute, especially for somebody like me who has oily skin. So I'm not really going to ramble on for much longer. All I want to do is just jump in and try this new foundation from CoverGirl. By the way, this foundation comes in 40 shades. And from what I've seen on their site, they come in neutral, warm, and cool undertones. And everybody knows that I have warm undertones. So D50 is actually the shade Deep Golden. It's supposed to have a bit of yellow in it. And I already have my summer shade going on right here. I've already gotten a tan. Well, should I say a tan? I've already gotten much darker than I usually am. So I'm just hoping that this actually works for me. First thing I noticed about this foundation, number one, is the fact that it has a pump. Number two, that it is in fact a matte foundation. Now, persons like me who have oily skin always lean towards foundations that claim to be matte. So those are the very first two things that I noticed. So I was kind of skeptical about trying it, because I saw, oh my god, I saw so many bad reviews about this foundation. But I always tell people, you know, everybody's skin is different. So just because it didn't work for that person over there doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. And because I am very persistent about trying out all the different foundations that I think can work for my skin type, I said, you know what? It's not going to kill me, because CoverGirl is a drugstore brand. And this was like, if I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere between $8 to $10. I'm not really, I can't remember the price. But somewhere between $8 to $10. So it's not going to kill me. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I want to try it because it says it's a 12-hour wear foundation and it's matte finish. So without further ado, because I feel like I'm rambling on forever, let me just, let me get my beauty blender wet, by the way. Let me just get my beauty blender wet, and then we're just going to head straight into applying the foundation. Now that I have my wet beauty blender, you know what? I think I'm going to do a shade test on my chest area. I'm going to do that. Let's just see how this actually looks. I already have my summer, summer dampness going on. So, Let's see. Can you guys actually see it? I think. The one thing I noticed is that actually blended really, really quickly. I didn't see any, you know, like residue, any leftover residue or anything like that. So that's a plus. One of the first things that I noticed about it. That's a plus. That's the plus. That's the plus. You know what? I'm just going to pump one big pump, actually two, on my beauty blender. I'm just going to move it around a little bit just so that it covers like the whole bottom base of the thing. I just rub the excess on my face, and then we're just going to go in and just pat her in real quick, because most foundations that say they have a matte finish, they usually dry down really quick, so I know I have to move really, really fast. So, ooh. Wow. Okay. Now, one of the first things I noticed, like I said before, when I did the shade test on my chest area just now, is that it's really, really easy to blend in. And I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing that it's covering the little scars that I have around this area from the breakout I had earlier this year. And that's a good thing. Any foundation that does that is a good foundation. So far, you guys have 1 star. You have 4 more to gain from me. So far, you have 1 star. Okay, so I'm just going to apply 1 more pump and just cover the rest of my face, including my, actually, you know what? This area right here requires a whole pump, so I'll be back. Wow. Okay. Okay, no. I think I might actually need like an extra pump just to cover this little baby right here. Now, I had this at least a month ago. I don't know what's really going on with that pimple. I think that pimple is probably the devil, because I've never had a pimple that actually lasted that long. I don't know what's going on with that here, but let me just see if this, if this can actually cover up that little scar right here. Okay, here we go. We are cooking on some gas. All right then. Okay then. Notice that I don't particularly like is the fact that it does look a little bit splotchy on my forehead area. I don't know if it has to do with perhaps maybe my beauty blender might be a little bit too wet. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you forget to squeeze out the excess water from your beauty blender, and then whenever you apply a liquid foundation, it tends to look a little bit splotchy. So I'm just going to focus on this area right here a little bit more and try to make sure that it's blended in properly before I can actually, you know, say it's the foundation's fault when it's actually my fault for wetting the beauty blender too much. So let me just focus on blending in this area a little bit more. And then I'll see if it's really the foundation or if it's my beauty blender. Now this is what 3 pumps look like. I'm still getting that kind of splotchy thing going on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to my Sigma brush, because she actually blends everything, like blends everything. I'm thinking it's probably the beauty blender. The beauty blender is probably a little bit too wet. I don't really want to blame it on the foundation. So let me just switch to my Sigma brush and just see if that's going to help. Because this foundation brush right here, she blends, and she blends good. So what y'all think? This is actually like 3 pumps or 3.5 pumps. Come on, y'all know this is gonna take a whole pump. So this is 2, 1, and probably a half, like a half a pump that I put over to cover up this area right here. So what y'all think? I'm not. So what y'all think? Y'all already literal. I have to go do my eyebrows, and then I'm going to do my under eye highlights. And I also want to give the foundation a chance to dry down a bit more, because it's still looking a little bit more on the wet side, and it's supposed to dry down completely matte. So I'm going to give it a chance to do that while I do my eyebrows and do my under eye highlights. I'm back, eyebrows on, and I think the foundation has completely dried down. I already went ahead and applied my under eye highlights. The only thing that I need to do now is set it, and I'm going to be setting it using my Sacha Buttercup powder. And the only thing that I notice and I'm taking issue with is the fact that I can see like areas of separation. I feel like the more that I blend the foundation, even with my Sigma brush, which is supposed to be an amazing brush, by the way, that blends all of my foundations into like a T, like that foundation brush just blends everything in flawlessly. Definitely seeing a problem here that even my very handy dandy Sigma brush can't really seem to solve. So I'm just gonna just go ahead and set everything in and just see how it holds up. Yeah, let me get that mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Using my damp beauty blender, and I'm setting my under eye highlight with my Sacha Buttercup powder. One of the things I noticed from reviews that I've read is that this foundation actually oxidizes, and I'm hoping that I don't look completely scary by the time I finish the rest of my makeup, because that's gonna be a problem. Already having issues with this separation thing, but it's a drugstore brand, so sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. I know for a fact Maybelline is definitely killing it in the drugstore brand region when it comes to complexion products. So if this doesn't work for me, at least I have somebody down the drugstore brand region that I can still reach for. So let me just go ahead and finish the rest of my face, and then actually I think I need to bronze. I'm going to be using another product from CoverGirl. It's the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in the shade, what shade is this again? Oh yes, Ebony Bronze, and I'm going to be bronzing. And if I forgot to mention earlier, I concealed my under eyes using my Pixi by Petra concealer in the shade Mocha. This is actually like a skin tone, or my skin tone's concealer, which is what I didn't really want a super bright highlight, because I really wanted to focus more on the foundation, and I really wanted to see how it was going to look at the end of everything. So let me just go ahead and complete the rest of my face, and then I'll be back real quick. Right, so I am back with a complete cake face of makeup, and now that the foundation and everything has dried down, I'm not seeing too much of the separation that I spoke about earlier when I was applying it. I don't know if it actually has to do with the fact that I kind of applied a bit of the CoverGirl bronzer over the areas where I saw the patchiness going on. But so far so good. I'm really liking it, and I don't really see that much of my natural skin oils seeping through. But it says it is a 12-hour wear foundation, and it is around 11 oh, no sorry, it's exactly 10:30, and I really want to give this like a full maybe 8-hour wear. So I'm going to check in with you guys later on this evening. So this is what I look like right now. So we're gonna see what I look like this evening. So I'll check back in with you guys later on this evening when I'm done, because I'm gonna go into town with this look on. So if you guys see me in town and you want to say, hey girl, I'll be back. Okay, so I am back. I'm finally back in front of the camera, and it is exactly 8:22 p.m. and oh my god, yeah, something, right? If it's one day I can say I definitely put my foundation and my makeup to the test in terms of longevity, today was that day. Today was so hot. I could literally feel the sweat just running down between my breast area, in my back. I felt my armpits feeling like extremely sweaty. I was like, oh my god, is a hurricane coming? Why is it so hot? It was just crazy hot. Anyway, I'm back, and this is what my makeup looks like after, let's just round it off and see, maybe 9 hours of wear, because I did finish my makeup around 10:30 this morning. So it's now, we could just say it's 8:30 because it's like 10 minutes away. And yeah, I've pretty much been wearing my makeup for almost a full 9 hours. First of all, I have to say that I did touch up once, and when I say touch up, I mean literally take some some blotting paper and just blotted away the excess oil and sweat that was on my face. That's how much I was sweating. I could literally feel the excess sweat just running down the sides of my face, and I could see like sweat circles right here and in my mustache area. It was that hot. I'm telling you, it was that hot. But normally on a regular day, this is what my makeup would look like at the end of the day, you know, when my natural oils and sweat kind of mix in with my makeup. This is what it would normally look like. Now, I don't know if anybody can agree with me, but personally, I don't have a problem with my my makeup looking like this. Of course, you know, just a little bit of blotting, of course, not too much of the excess sweat that we see going on my face right now. But just when my natural oil mix in with the makeup, and it has a bit of a dewy finish, which is kind of why I stay away from dewy and luminous finish foundations, because I have my own luminous and dewy finish going on right here whenever I apply my my matte foundations. The first thing I have to say is that this definitely is full coverage and long wearing foundation. Normally, whenever I would blot away most foundations, you could actually see most of it transferring to the blot paper or the Bounty. You know, sometimes you don't have blot paper around, you'd actually reach for a piece of Bounty, which is much easier to work with. All you have to do is just pat away the excess oil. So I have to say this definitely held up to its claim of being a matte finish foundation, and the longevity of it, I can actually see it. I can actually see it on my face. Because today was such a hot day, right? I really don't want to go in too hard on this, but I have to say, given the fact that I've been wearing it for 9 hours now, and the way that it looks, and the way, by the way, before we jump into that, I have to say, I've seen some claims that the foundation actually oxidizes. I didn't get that. I'm sorry. I feel like it actually matched my skin's complexion, because as you guys already know, I already have my summer complexion going on here. I've already gotten darker. So this just fit my complexion to a T. But let me go back real quick on the longevity part of it. Now, because of the ingredients that I know that are inside of this foundation, I have to say that it is in fact a long wearing foundation. In most cases where foundations will say that they are long wearing, and then, you know, maybe after a couple hours you could see like separation, or you could literally see the foundation disappearing on your face. I didn't get that from this. The only thing that I took issue with was the fact that whenever I was applying it with my beauty blender, now I said this earlier and I still kind of believe that that was the problem, is that my beauty blender was definitely too wet. I probably needed to squeeze it out a bit more. I feel like my beauty blender was just a little bit too wet, and then it just caused a separation between the foundation and my skin, because I felt like after you know, I did my bronzing and applied my what do you call it, my blush and highlight and all of that, I felt like everything kind of blended in. So it could have been a situation where I definitely feel that I had my beauty blender way too wet, and that definitely posed a problem. Overall, I did not have any issue with the foundation itself. The color was good, the longevity of it was good. It was easy to work with. I didn't really have any problems with it in terms of blending it out on my skin. So I have to say, yes, this is probably the second foundation so far that I've tried during the summer that I can say that I will be repurchasing. The first one, of course, was the one from Beauty Bakery. That one definitely held up to its claim. That was one of the very first foundations that I loved for the summer, and this is number 2. So kudos to you guys at CoverGirl, and you really, I don't know why people gave this foundation such terrible reviews. I like it. It worked for me. I mean, hello? I don't see no problem, but, and you know, anyway, you know, everybody's skin is different, so I can't really knock anybody for saying that, you know, most of the reviews that I read, most persons had a problem with the undertones. Some persons saying that the undertones were coming off a little bit too neutral. Some were coming off a little bit too much on the olive side. So I'm not really sure. All I can say is that this was a hit for me, and I don't know, my skin worked. I mean, hello. it worked so good with my skin, and I was kind of skeptical about trying it because I've never tried a complexion product from CoverGirl, and I was really worried, and I was like, oh my god, I know it's kind of cheap, but that doesn't mean that I don't want it to work, but it did, and I'm in love with it. Thank you, CoverGirl. All right, ladies and gents, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day and clicking on my video. By the way, if you happen to have enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up on your way out. And also on your way out, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, or if you're here for the very first time and you want to see me more on your screen, then please be sure to click that subscribe button. Until my next foundation review, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.